In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and pink beetles. Bluff City Media presents Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta. Join Francis after every Memphis Tiger game as he breaks down each matchup, player of the game, and upcoming games. Now, let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tigers Live. I'm your host, Francis Carlotta, joined by Kenny Stubblefield. Welcome to Tigers Live, everybody. We're coming at you all after the Memphis Tigers get a 55-53 win over the Temple Owls. Everybody, exhale. Let a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right. Yeah. Tigers get a win. Need it. How you doing, Kenny?
Man, listen, I said this on all the Bluff City media shows over the last week. At this point in the season, all we care about are wins, man. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care who it's against. I don't care if our player of the game has 5 points. I don't care. I don't care anything. I don't care if they shoot less than 10% in a game. I don't care. If the final score has more numbers in the Memphis side than the other team, I am 1,000% okay with that.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. That's all I care about. We have ad nauseum at this point talked about the ceiling of this team, the floor of this team. How good are they? How bad are they? Like, we know what this team is, man. We know what the problems are. We know we know some of them are fixable, but some of them are just what they are. And so I'm with you, man. I really don't care how the Tigers win basketball games. I just want to make sure they win basketball games. Like, that's all I care about.
Shout out to a real one. Grizzgirl 179 says a win is a win. And I'm going to add on to it. A win is a win, is a win, is a win, is a win, is a win. I don't care.
Always.
Oh, man. Well, hey, listen, we do have Roman here. Let's bring Roman in. Roman, what's up, big dog?
What's up, man?
Not much, but how are y'all?
Doing well.
Roman, is it fair that the mantra for tonight is a win 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 is a win?
I mean, I think that mantra applies for every single game in the American Conference schedule, and it certainly does tonight. This was a 40-minute basketball game, as you both know. Memphis played well. Memphis played well for about 3 of those minutes, and evidently that's all they needed in this one.
It was like Curtis Gibbons' 8-0 run, and then a sincere layup, or I forget who scored the layup after. No, I think it was a Doug layup.
Yeah, it was Doug.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
a 9-0 run over 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
that
put 'em up
was
by
the good
13.
spurt.
Yeah, that's the 3 minutes that I was referring to there. But besides that, you did not see good basketball from the Tigers in this one, but that evidently does not matter. Memphis wins and now moves into a 5-way tie for third place in the American.
Oh man. The American is I guarantee you the mantra is going to be, the American's going to be like, man, we are such a strong conference. We beat each other up, right?
Yep.
By the end of it all.
Yeah, just like the SEC, right?
I was
like
about
the
to say,
SEC.
I was about to say that's literally what they said about the SEC last year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They should be a two-bid conference. Look how many teams were in a tie for first
Good
going
night.
in. Oh God. You know what? I guarantee you. Where are the American Conference offices? Where are those at? Do you know, Roman?
I believe they're somewhere. I believe they're in like the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Are they in the DFW area? That's right, because they used to do all the stuff in Fort Worth over there. So
yeah,
there is probably somebody sitting in a cubicle that has their name on a little badge or a little thing right up underneath it. Their job title is the person who figures out the tiebreakers. I am if I'm that person, I'm going holy hell in a handbasket. Like what is gonna happen at the end of the season? Like my job, I thought this was a cakewalk job, man. Like and now there's gonna be like 7 teams with the same record. It's gonna be crazy.
I mean, by the time you get to the end of the season, things should be a bit more leveled out, and
hopefully
you probably are gonna have like only a few teams to sort. There's no way it'll be a 5-way tie by the end of the season like it is right now. Only 4 games into the conference schedule for pretty much every team. So,
yeah, it's going to be it's super interesting. Roman, again, you were there at the game. I know Matt Infield on the broadcast said it was the 12th different starting lineup.
That's correct. That's correct.
I consider it the 13th different starting lineup because I don't count.
It's not, but okay.
I don't count the lineup that played in the Baja Marts. Too far, too many lineups changed, too many different lineups have happened since then. That one doesn't count. They started fresh. That's the 13th different starting lineup. And this one it looked like Penny decided, he was like, you know what? I'm going to go super small again. He had Aaron Bradshaw out there, but we all know Aaron Bradshaw is not a big, like your prototypical big. Penny seems to have kind of gone back to like, I'm going to play small now.
Well, I mean, all the talented players on this team are guards for the most part. So if you want to go small, I guess that's not the most flawed philosophy there. I don't know what to make of the starting lineups of the rotations anymore. Penny keeps on saying it's going to change. We're going to trim it down to 7 or 8. He said it during, I believe, the radio show on Monday. That did not happen tonight. They used 9 players in less than 8 minutes. So,
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. The only pro of having multiple ball handlers on the court is limiting turnovers. Memphis only had 11 today. They averaged 14.7 for the season entering the game. So I think
speaking
that's
of turnovers. One good thing that Memphis actually did in this one is that Temple was like 3rd in the country in turnovers. They only turned the ball over 8.8 times per game and forced 13, 14 turnovers tonight. So
correct, 14
really
turnovers.
Something.
Yeah. So I guess that's a positive of a small ball lineup, limits turnovers, ideally better decision making. So maybe that's something that Penny can build on moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything to build on because it changes so much from game to game. Right. I don't know if we should even say things like maybe Penny can build off this now because he hasn't built off any rotation, any lineup all year long. So why is this one going to be different? I
don't know. Your answer is as good as mine, man. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to take some positives away from the game, and I think there are positives. I know Memphis didn't shoot the ball well, but I actually didn't hate their offense tonight. I thought they generated really good looks throughout the game. They just didn't go in. But I thought they actually ran solid actions, created good looks. They moved the ball pretty well. They made 20 baskets. They had 12 assists. So that ratio of assists compared to made field goals is pretty good. They just didn't make anything, but I thought they created good looks. Am I crazy for thinking that?
I mean, they certainly created better looks than what you've seen in certain games, but there's also been other outings from this Memphis team where they've created quote unquote good looks, but they haven't made them. At the end of the day, you have to make the shots.
Sure.
And this Memphis team is not good at making shots. So to see that happen again tonight is not particularly surprising.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think there were flashes where you saw the Tigers offense moving with a sort of purpose and moving with the sort of, intentionality in mind and what they were planning on doing out there. The lulls happened when they went away from that, when they decided to try to go single action, like, push the ball on one side of the floor and take someone off the dribble. There's just nobody on this team good enough to do that on a consistent basis, right? Like last year you had PJ Haggerty, who was either a bucket at the rim or in mid-range, or was going to the foul line every single time he got the ball and every single time he put his head down to get to the rim. You don't have guys like that on this team. And so I do think it is interesting that this team they tried, I think, tonight to run more stuff, to run more things that were coming out of actions instead of just like one-on-one ball play. They frequently did it a couple of times and then they would just get out of it. And so that's a sign of an undisciplined, untalented team. Like every once in a while you'll have a good moments, and then a large portion of the game you don't, right? So it just is kind of what it is at this point with this team. Expecting anything less, like I think there's an idea that this Tigers team is just an undisciplined, untalented team, and
which is exactly what we said after UNLV, or at least that's what I said after UNLV.
Yeah,
and I think that's what you guys wanted to say, but
we were at that point we were being nice. At that point we were not. We hadn't played FAU yet.
Fair enough. I mean, if you really want the general takeaway from this game, the takeaway is that they won, move on. Again, it's like we said a few games ago. It does not matter how it looks. It doesn't matter what occurs during the game. All that matters is what is the final score, and is Memphis on the right side of that? They were tonight, so therefore tonight is a success, regardless of how it looked.
Yeah. Roman said, Trey Lasley from the Tigers Untapped show, Tuesday afternoons at 3:30. The David Jones, I'm sorry, let me go back. He said another thing. Where is it at? There it is. He said they were too scared to say it, Roman, after the UNLV game, which is why there are people that are coming here saying, I only show up to listen to Roman talk. I don't kiss my ass. Basically,
I have an audience. How about
is that
come on, people love you, man.
Is that kiss my ass? Is that kiss my ass, Kenny? Is that what the KMAO? What does that mean? Roman, you're young. What does that mean?
KMAO is not a super one that I see, to be honest with you.
I think that's just a typo. I think that's supposed to be an L. They are next to each other on the keyboard.
Yeah,
I think that's supposed to be an L.
Robert Smith,
that makes sense.
You fat finger and MFer. Stop talking to me, bro. But they love you, dude. They love you, man, because you're not afraid like me and Francis are, apparently.
Yeah, I'm just too upbeat, too happy, too afraid, to be honest. Is what it is. That's okay.
I don't know what else to say, Roman.
I really don't either. Like they won the game. They did it. It did not look pretty, but they won the game, which means they are one step closer to their goal of getting good seeding for the American Conference Tournament. I believe this brings us down to 15 games to go in the road to Birmingham. 15 games left until the American Conference Tournament. 14 of those are still in the American, and of course, basically the exhibition at this point at Utah State. Like I have never seen a non-conference game matter less than that game is going to for this team. It's basically an exhibition game.
Yeah, they could. If anything, just make sure no one gets hurt. Like in that game,
for real.
Speaking of, we did see the Aaron Bradshaw injury. Roman, any updates? I know he was seen in a boot. I'm sure you'll ask Penny. Anything for the people.
I mean, no update beyond the fact that he was initially ruled questionable, and then, soon after, like during halftime, when he was evaluated by the training staff, he was ruled out. He was, again, like you said, Francis, he was spotted on the bench in the second half wearing a walking boot. It didn't look great on the initial view, but
No.
I'm not going to say anything definitive or even really speculate on what the severity of the injury might be until we get any kind of word from Penny there.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, and I do not stay at a Holiday Inn, so I'm not going to diagnose anything from what I saw. But it did not look good. Like, I watched the game on my computer, so I can pause and like replay things on my computer. And when I paused right when his knee bent, no, like it does not look good at all. So
Yeah, and
we'll see.
and as much as Aaron Bradshaw has struggled this year, if this is any sort of severe injury that's going to take him out for a long period of time, that is terrible.
God.
That's terrible news for this Memphis team. It's absolutely terrible because honestly, like Aaron Bradshaw, if you couple the last like 5 games or so, while it hasn't been amazing, he's arguably been more consistent, more consistently good than he has all year. I mean, he's put up, double figures more often than not lately. He had the 21 points at FAU, and he seemed poised for another productive outing tonight. Temple did not have many answers for him early in the game. 4 points and 3 rebounds and a block in 10 minutes is really good considering, the struggles that he's gone through so far. So, considering the stride that he was maybe starting to get on there, if he cannot return for the foreseeable future, that's really bad news for a Memphis front court that's struggled mightily all year.
I'll say this: the one thing that I've appreciated about Aaron Bradshaw is usually a guy who has underwhelmed in every place he's been. A guy who has the size body that he has, the skill set that he has. A lot of times you see that player as kind of being a softer type player, a guy who isn't able to, it doesn't give a whole lot of effort outside of when he's taking shots, right? Like that's kind of the prototype of an Aaron Bradshaw type player.
And earlier this season, that was Aaron Bradshaw. Was Aaron Bradshaw earlier this season, but I think you have noticed a bit of a shift there. He is being a bit more lively, on the bench, on the sideline. He's playing with a bit more energy. If you watch, some of the availabilities he's had lately, he's a bit more, introspective there. He's a bit more honest, a bit more reflectful. I actually think that maybe things are starting to turn a corner for him there, at least slightly, which is why this injury, if it is, significant, is so ill-timed.
I think that's a great point from you, Roman. And just to add on to that, not only has he shown over the past few games that he's starting to perhaps turn a corner, he's been a pretty constant in the lineup over the past few games. He's played a good amount of minutes. He's started a good amount of times. He's been as much of a constant as anybody, maybe with him and Doug in the starting lineup over the past few games. And as we talk about Penny not showing trust in guys by changing lineups all the time, by keeping Bradshaw constant, that had to have done some good things for his confidence. And you see that in his play where he was starting to play with more energy, more effort, more trust in himself. And I just wanted to look at his stats and look at his usage rate over the past few seasons. First year as a freshman at Kentucky, 15.4% usage rate. Last year at Ohio State, 17.2% usage rate. Thus far as a Memphis Tiger, a 21.1% usage rate, highest in his career. And you were starting to see him play with more confidence. So I agree with you, Roman. It is a damn shame that this injury's happened when it does. We'll see what the reports are. We'll see what the injury is, and hopefully it is not too bad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Adewale Adeleke, a guy that I know extremely well through. I've known Adewale for years and years and years covering the Memphis Tigers. Shout out to you, $20 gift to us.
Yes.
Penny needs to sit Parker, Hassan, and Davis down and let them know this team only goes as far as they can carry us. We need these specific 3 players to be good for Memphis to be good. Roman, initial thoughts on that. What are your thoughts? Do you think those 3 guys do you think those 3 guys are the guys that you would say the Tigers go as far as they carry?
I mean, I'd say that Doug is about at the level you need him to be at this point. Aaron Bradshaw, again, is at least was starting to get there before he got hurt. But yeah, those three specifically are the three most talented players besides those guys, at least. Again, I think Hassan's talent particularly is immense. Perhaps the best on the team. But there has been no consistent effort or energy from those three guys all year at any point at all. So yeah, no, we've known since the preseason that these three were going to be vital to Memphis reaching whatever ceiling it has this year, but they have not done their part at all.
Yeah, I think Sincere obviously is a guy that I look at and go, in terms of just a scoring ability, Adewale, I think he is the guy that can consistently get his shots in good spots and make shots when he takes them. I'd love to see his usage go up. I would love to see him get more opportunities. But for some reason, even when he does play a high level of minutes, he doesn't shoot the ball a whole lot. I'd love to see him not disappear for long stretches of the game. Hassan Abdul Hakim is an enigma to me. Like clear physical talent, Roman, he is like body-wise, physicality-wise. Him and Zach Davis are the two guys that I look at and go, these guys should absolutely dominate at the American Conference level.
Yeah.
With their skill set, their size, and their speed and what they can do, they should be able to dominate. Hassan and Zach Davis are two guys that I just go, I don't trust them at all because I don't know what I'm getting out of them from game to game. Like, I don't know if I'm getting disengaged Zach Davis. I don't know if I'm getting nonchalant, too cool for school Hassan Abdul Hakim. Like, I don't know what I'm getting from him. And that's super frustrating.
Yeah, I want to go back to something that we actually heard from Penny back at Media Day. The American Media Day back in October, back when Hassan was dealing with the quad bruise thing. We asked Penny about that on, I believe, the second day of American Media Day. And one of the things he said was Hassan is not going to speed up his process. He's going to do things as slowly as he pleases. And I think you certainly see that at a certain point there.
And that can be a positive. That can be a positive, but that can also be a super negative.
Yeah, no, Penny has arrived. I have to depart, guys.
Shout out to you, Roman. Hey, y'all check out
Thank you, brother.
On Beat with BCM every Wednesday night. Well, sometimes it's Tuesday. Depends on the game schedule. But that's kind of they're On Beat with BCM live with Roman, Sam Shoemaker, and Shamario Wiseman. The two beat writers for Memphis basketball, and Sam Shoemaker, who's the editor for the Daily Helmsman at the University of Memphis. So shout out to those guys. And shout out to everybody for being in here. 279 people watching on a Wednesday night against Temple University. Man, I'll say this. As frustrating as this season has been for us Tiger fans, people who grew up watching this team, the fan base, even if you aren't showing up for the games, you show up and you watch and listen and pay attention and engage with content and things like that around the University of Memphis. And I can't thank you enough for it. Like, we here at BCM, man, we do this for you guys. Like, it is our pleasure to be able to come on here and talk about the team that we bleed for, we live for. I've followed the University of Memphis since my first game. I remember hanging out with my dad at a friend's house, at my dad's friend's house, who was an alcoholic and was coming down off of a major binge. And my dad had to go over there and take care of him. Took me as like a 5-year-old over to that house to hang out. And we watched Elliot Perry play basketball for the University of Memphis. And that was my introduction to it. And so I just want to say shout out to y'all for allowing me and Francis to talk about this team that we've watched since we were babies, man.
Yeah, no, I can't echo that enough. All the support means so much to me, to Kenny, to everyone at Bluff City Media. I was just home for New Year's as we did the live Mugshots, Live Tigers Live and Mugshots. And the first night we were home, we had a long flight and everything, flying from San Diego to Memphis, got in at like 8 o'clock, went straight home, Parents brought home food. We just ate together. It was great. And I just talked with my dad and mom and my wife Alex just about the Tigers and how much we have loved and cared about this team forever. Like, my dad's turning 90 years old, Kenny. To everyone listening, he's about to turn 90 years old.
Still looks
this year,
and still looks good as hell, bro. I saw him
absolutely, absolutely. And the fact that he's turning 90, he can still talk Tigers basketball up until the 70s, like 70s, 80s. Like, he knows it all. He's been a fan since he moved to Memphis back in the late 60s, and he's cared about Tiger basketball since then. And we just reminisce. Like, we love this team, we love the Tigers. So thank you all to everybody again for showing us love, showing us support. And I like that, kid. A little bit of positivity. a little bit of positivity, man.
I'll say this, man. Never let yourself as a Tiger fan be gaslit into thinking you're not doing enough to support this team. Like, their struggles and their whatever. The Tiger fans show up and show out when it's time. And I appreciate everybody that's in this chat and watching this show. Wanted to get in my feels for a second, but shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are awesome. So Robert Smith says, I grew up in the Treadwell area, played ball against Penny and tons of others at the YMCA, been a fan for life. Hell yeah. Penny Hardaway is my basketball god. He's my basketball Jesus. He's the one that not only made me Elliot Perry made me a fan. Penny Hardaway made me a super fan and turned me on to the NBA. Like, I wasn't an NBA guy until Penny Hardaway got drafted by the Orlando Magic. And so, man, shout out. Been a fan for life. Been a fan of this Tigers team and been a fan of Penny Hardaway forever. So, anyway, enough of that trash.
All up in her feels.
Yeah.
On Wednesday night.
Man. He was unguardable his entire career, wasn't he? Man, God, dog.
Yeah, good night. Yeah, let's take a commercial break, Kenny, because I do have some things I want to bring up about the game. Maybe throw some positivity about the game, because I'm not as down as y'all about that performance, about the 2-point win over Temple.
Oh yeah.
I'm not that down on it. I know. I agree with Roman that how are you going to trust that they can build from this? They haven't shown it all season. I fully agree with that, but I think there are some things, and so let's do player of the game. We can get into some of that on the other side of the commercial break.
In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem.
He's done a really good job bringing the guys that he wanted with him that he felt could help him at Memphis. But there have been some other additions from different schools that kind of show you, okay, maybe Charles Huff is going to be legit as a recruiter. We saw it with the Southern Miss guys, and then we wanted to see a little bit more. What can you do outside of the guys that have a relationship with you, that you have coached? And he's gotten some guys that should be difference makers from day one at Memphis.
I'll admit, the skill players have me fired up, because this level of name coming out of the transfer portal to the University of Memphis it's never happened, brother.
Right.
They're going to have a quarterback room with 2 top 15 quarterbacks that were when they were part of their recruiting class. Two
right.
Top 15 guys, 2 4-stars. When the hell did that happen? When has that ever happened at Memphis? We always talk about Memphis basketball recruiting historically. We're in an era where we can follow Memphis football recruiting and find a real source of excitement.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Tigers Live. I've been thinking about this for a while, Kenny. I want to remake the peanut butter burger at home because what's the owner's name? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name.
John Dean is the owner. Yeah.
John Dean. John was telling us how it was made, what's on the burger and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pretend like I'm the similar level of chefs as the people who cook the food at Mugshots. But I'm going to try and make it at home. And I'm going to try and add some like really fresh blueberry jam, like a compote on that thing.
Yes.
And make it taste like a peanut butter jelly burger.
Yes.
And I'm gonna do it one time before show. I'm gonna have it sitting here, and I'm gonna take a bite out of it on air.
Yeah.
I will do that at some point this year because that peanut butter burger, man, Mugshots is that's the real deal. It was so good to see so many of y'all Tiger Nation to come to Mugshots Grill and Bar, watch that live Tigers Live, watch Memphis versus Rice just on January 3rd. Third is what it was. And Bluff City Media is going to do another live watch party at Mugshots Grill and Bar on January 21st for Memphis at Tulsa, right, Kenny?
Yep, Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
Perfect.
Which is going to be that to me is a game that we talk about this who's going to come out in the wash. There's so many teams that are 3-1 in this conference, 5 teams that are 3-1 in this conference. Tulsa was for the longest time during the non-conference schedule was the presumptive favorite to come out of the American Conference. They were damn near undefeated during their non-conference schedule. Now they didn't play a ton of great teams, and they've lost a game or two since they've gotten into conference play. But this Tulsa Golden Hurricane team is a team that I think will be right there at the end of it all to face off against the Tigers and be one of those teams that competes. So this is a monster game. When we talk about a season, a schedule of kind of lame conference games, this Tulsa Golden Hurricane game is not one of those.
No.
It's going to be in Tulsa. It's going to be a tough environment. And I remember when the Tigers went to Tulsa and lost by 40, right? Like, I remember that. The Frank Haith era at Tulsa. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a big game. And so that's why we chose this game for the next watch party. It's Wednesday night at 7 p.m., January 21st at Mugshots out in Collierville, 656 West Poplar. Come hang out with us, man. We're going to do a Tigers live show. Francis, unfortunately, will not be in town. He will be back home. So he'll be piped in on the big screen. The cool part, the one big difference is if you go back and you watch that Tigers live of us at the Mugshots Bar and Grill or Grill and Bar this last time, right behind us, there's a big glass that's facing out into the parking lot. There's going to be a big projector screen on that wall that comes down from the ceiling, and the game is going to be projected on that projector, on that screen. So it is going to be a monster life-size version of the Tigers versus Golden Hurricane. It's going to be a lot of fun. You absolutely need to come out. I know you got to try the peanut butter burger. I did not oversell the peanut butter burger, did I?
No, it's special. It's not something I knew I needed until I ate it.
Yeah.
And now I just keep thinking about it and how I could do it at home. And
Well, he
just have
said
it here.
he went and got you some jelly, and you put some
Yeah.
jelly on it, and it was
It was
fire,
good,
wasn't
man.
it?
No,
Yeah.
it was good. Yeah, it was good. It was delicious. That was great. Yeah, all y'all check out Mugshots Grill and Bar. Trey's
Listen,
gonna be there on
Trey
Wednesday.
said he's going to be there on Wednesday. He might join us for the Tigers live show if we can
Hell
talk
yeah.
him into it. But let me just
That'd
tell
be
you,
wonderful.
Trey got on my ass about not being invited to the last one, and I'm like, Trey, bro, you were invited. He's like, well, I didn't know about it. What do you want? A personal invite? All right, Trey Lasley, this is Francis and my personal invitation to you to get your stanky tail out to Mugshots on Wednesday, January 21st at 7 p.m. to come and watch the game with us. And I don't want to hear that you weren't personally invited. You were personally invited by John Dean, myself, Francis Carlotta, and Roman Cleary. Grizz Girl will be there, hopefully. We'll have King Meeks there. Black Ninja DJ will be there. We had a ton of people show up. We had a good amount of people show up. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're not in, that's okay, Trey. That's all right.
It is a special privilege that only some have. You know what? That's why I didn't invite you. You bum. You don't have that honor yet.
Next time, Trey. Next time for sure. Don't worry about it. And even if it's not for the Tigers Live watch party, just go to Mugshots. It's just a great place to go. They have that location in 656 West Palmer Avenue in Collierville. You have another location, 6400 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, Mississippi. You can also go to their website, www.mugshotsgrillandbar.com. Check out their menu. You can also order for pickup or delivery. So go check out Mugshots. Great food, great people. It's just an awesome place to be. And I was able to get to see it firsthand, which was great.
Really cool place.
Okay, so let's get a little positive because again, let's do player of the game first, and then I'll go on my tangent about things. So, player of the game,
a unique player of the game. And I put one stat in there that I wanted to highlight. That I usually don't put in, but I wanted to put this one in because I think it's very apropos to what this Tigers team needs, and that's stability. Doug McDaniel has been the most stable player for this team this entire year. He is consistent. He is constant. He has been in the starting lineup every single game, and he plays the most minutes. Tonight he had 37 minutes. He had 5 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists.
Just one turnover.
And so that I should have put that in there too, because that's right. 1 turnover. And I'm just telling you, like, Doug, even if his stat line doesn't show the kind of impact that he has, Doug has a very distinct and clear impact on this team when he's in there. There are times where he gets his shots, but there are also times when it's give me the ball so I can get this offense moving, so I can get this offense situated, so I can get this offense in a rhythm. And he might be the only guy on this team that is able to do that outside of maybe Curtis Givens III. So shout out to Doug. He played 37 minutes tonight, which has become quite the norm for him.
Yes.
And that is impressive because that's a lot of minutes to put on your body every single night.
Yeah, what I love about Doug's game tonight was, again, really that 1 turnover. He played so in control tonight compared to some other games where he's seen with 6 turnovers. He was really within himself. Shots didn't fall. I think he got decent looks throughout the game. They just didn't fall.
Yeah.
But when shots don't fall, and I've said this so many times, you've said it so many times, Kenny, when you're not scoring, when the ball isn't going in the hoop, you got to find other ways to impact winning basketball. You have to. If you're not doing that, you don't find other ways to impact winning, then just get off the floor. Like, there's no point for you to even be on the floor.
100%.
But Doug did not let the missed shots get into his head. He still kept doing his thing. He kept playing really hard. This dude is 5'10" and he got 9 rebounds. That is so impressive to me. That you know what that tells me, Kenny? That tells me that Doug is smart as hell when it comes to basketball.
Yes.
That he's smart as hell. He can read the ball very well. He can read bounces off the rim. He can predict. He can use his lack of height to his advantage to try and get to those loose balls when they might be a little, who's going to get the rebound? Well, Doug's going to be in the right spot at the right time. That shows to me he's just a smart ball player. And so yeah, he couldn't score tonight, only 5 points, but that's okay. He still kept quarterbacking the offense.
Yeah.
I loved, and Trey Draper talked about it on the broadcast. Shout out Trey. Doug did a great job of those cross-court passes to the corner to either Sincere Parker on the far corner or Zach Davis on the far corner. And man, there were a couple of times where I wish it was in the first half. Doug did a great cross-court pass to Zach in the corner, and Zach, he stepped out of bounds, but he like pump faked, and then he like back foot stepped out of bounds and dribbled. Like, Zach, just shoot, dog. Just shoot that ball. Like that. You were in the corner. Doug found you. Just shoot that ball. And when Zach Davis, he did shoot a couple times, made a three. Sincere a few times also made a three as well. So I thought Doug did a great job quarterbacking the offense. I think giving him player of the game is totally deserved. I also want to shout out Curtis Givens, 12 points, 5 for 12 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block. I mean, you could have given Curtis Givens player of the game too if you want. Like, I'm not going to get mad at y'all in the comments if you think Curtis is your player of the game, because he also was huge. He had that 8-0 run, 7-0 run by himself, which gave Memphis enough separation to win this game. So shout out to Curtis Givens. He's proven his worth to this team, Kenny. I think you'd agree. Like, we were kind of dogging him a little early on, but Curtis has proven he can be a scorer, not just off the bench, but even in the starting line when needed.
Yeah, and I agree with Trey here. We don't win that game without little Curtis's run, right?
Yeah.
And not to take a positive and turn it negative, which is why it was so confusing when he got a couple of games of do not play, like either coaches' decisions or 3 to 5 minutes a game. It just didn't make any sense, because he is one of those guys. He's a big bodied guard who can dribble, who sees the floor pretty well. And when he gets on a heater, he can make shots. And that is what this team needs in a premium, is guys who can make shots. And Curtis is one of those guys. So yeah, without Curtis, this Tigers team is probably freaking out, and we're freaking out, and Tiger fans are freaking out, because they probably lose this game tonight without little Curtis playing, that 8-0 run he had by himself. So
yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And another shout out to, I want to shout out Sincere as well. I mean, both Doug, Sincere, and Curtis were the 3-headed guard monsters that Memphis that they need as the rest of the season continues. Sincere tonight, he had 10 points, 4 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 3 from deep, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers for Sincere. But he had that big bucket at the end where I didn't have an Ashton Hardaway, Sincere Parker 2-man game in clutch time on my bingo card. That's not what I expected. That's not what I expected to see, but it worked. Like, it worked. Ashton pump faked, was able to get downhill. Sincere made a smart cut from the corner, because he knew that his man was going to try and help there. Smart cut to cut in. Ashton passed it to Sincere. Huge finish at the end there. So
big time.
Shout out Sincere. And last point about Sincere I want to make too. We talked about the Aaron Bradshaw injury early on in the game. Obviously, it's a shame. No one wants to see injuries at all, ever, especially to a guy who's this important to a basketball team. Let's hope that it's nothing serious. We hope and pray it's nothing serious for Bradshaw. But to be a little positive about it, if that's in good taste, Penny said in the past that just recently that he was trying to build the offense around Bradshaw again. Like, we shout out to Christian and Gabe on the Bluff, and all y'all were talking about Penny's comments after the FAU loss. And it was like, oh, now we're gonna focus.
Was that too harsh? Was that too harsh? I got.
No,
okay.
I don't think you were too harsh. I mean, dude, I'll get back to my point in a second. Dude, it's like, it's emotions. You were letting people know how you were feeling after a loss where the Tigers were genuinely apathetic, listless on the floor. Like, I was trying so hard to not just get super upset on the last Tigers Live, man. It was tough to not just totally crash out, because like, what crash out at that point? Like, what's no good's gonna come out of that. Yeah. I do promise y'all, if we're like 10 games in conference and the Tigers are like 6-4 and they're like 5th or 6th in the American Athletic or the American Conference, yeah, I'll probably crash out. Like I'll probably crash out. So let's not hope we come to it. Let's not hope we come to that. But y'all are talking about how like, oh, now it's focus. Penny's going to focus Aaron Bradshaw after that great game against FAU and everything. He's been trying to focus on him. Well, now he's hurt, so that's not a thing anymore. That's not. A positive is they've got to get Sincere more looks now. If Aaron's not on the floor, and we saw how important he was to the offense, especially down low, Sincere's got to step up. He's got to take more shots. After taking just two shots against FAU, he took 10 tonight. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with him taking 10 shots. He was 4 of 10, but like, I'm happy with it. And I know you've been proponent of Sincere getting more shot attempts. So, could this be a positive of a tough Aaron Bradshaw injury?
Yeah, like I would suspect that Penny Hardaway has never capped Sincere Parker at a certain amount of shots. I would suspect that he probably would like for him and has been talking to him and wanted him to take more shots throughout this season. There seems to be some kind of mental block, I think, with Sincere when it comes to taking shots when he's open, taking shots, kind of forcing his way through to take good shots. I don't want to project anything forward because we've seen him have games where he shoots 12 or 16 shots in a game and then comes back the next with 5. And, so I don't necessarily feel comfortable projecting anything out that this is what it's going to look like moving forward. I'll say I hope that it does. Like I legitimately think if the Tigers want to survive an Aaron Bradshaw injury, a Julius Tedford injury, Sincere has to be the guy to take up the mantle of the main scoring option for this team. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Trey said Penny said Aaron hyperextended his knee and rolled his ankle and is day to day.
Okay, that could, yeah, that's not too bad. That's good news after seeing what I saw on my screen. So that's good news that he's day to day. Hopefully that continues, and we know how finicky injuries can be. So
I do think that this is a part, and Robert, I understand where you're coming from with this with Sincere, but I don't see that. I think that might be one of the issues that Sincere's not a hero ball kind of guy. And so there are moments that he is not assertive or aggressive because maybe the actions aren't being run for him, or maybe other guys are playing more hero ball. We need Sincere to be more of a hero with the ball. Like, I think that's when the Tigers are at their best, when their best offensive player is shooting more shots than Ashton Hardaway, or shooting more shots than Quante Berry, or even Hassan Abdul Hakim at this point. Yeah. There's nobody that likes to shoot the ball more than Zach Davis when he's out there. He wants the ball in his hands and he'll take shots. I need Sincere to have that same mentality because I think you'll see more success with this Tigers team. I wouldn't mind a little more hero ball from Sincere, honestly.
Yeah, I care about where the shots are coming from. Who's taking the shots? Who should they be? We can talk through it right now. Doug should be taking shots. Curtis Givens III should be taking shots. Yes. Sincere Parker should be taking shots. And that's pretty much the clear top 3. After that, maybe Ashton, Zach Davis, Quante, like all kind of combined into the same group of people. Hassan kind of combined into that.
Just whoever's on,
yeah, like
game, right? Yeah,
right, exactly. Like who's hot? And it could be Ashton, could be Zach Davis, could be Quante. Like with no Aaron Bradshaw, who do you want taking shots? It's got to be the 3-headed monster of those guards: Sincere, Curtis, and Doug. They have to be the 3 leaders of shot attempts in every single game moving forward while Aaron Bradshaw is not on the floor. Even if Aaron Bradshaw is playing, I'm not even mad if those 3 guards are the ones who take more of the shots for this team, because they're the best scorers. They're the best guys who can put a ball in a hoop on the team.
I want to make sure. Am I wrong on this? Did Curtis start tonight?
Yes, he did.
What are your thoughts on starting Curtis and Doug together? So like in most situations, you would have a point guard spelling a point guard, right? In this situation, it felt like, and maybe Penny's hit on something here, Doug and Curtis starting together and playing a bulk of the minutes together helps kind of free the offense up a little bit. What are your thoughts
we've
on
talked.
that?
Yeah, good question. We talked about in the past why PJ and Tyrese were so good together.
Right.
Because PJ and Tyrese played off each other incredibly well. Tyrese was, PJ was the main ball handler. Let's be very clear about what that was last season. PJ was the main ball handler. He had the ball in his hands so much. Tyrese, though smaller than PJ, was more of a two guard compared to PJ Haggerty being the main playmaker. And they played off of each other really well because Tyrese was such a good shooter. Tyrese was so good at moving off the ball, finding pockets of space. And PJ, when he drove downhill, he was also a good passer. We know how great he was as a finisher getting to the free throw line. But PJ could also move the ball and play make, and Tyrese was a benefactor of that. I think that's using that word.
Nice word.
Thank you. And I think you could see the same thing with Curtis and with Doug. We've talked about it before that Doug hasn't had that two guard who can complement him very well. Maybe that's Curtis Givens the third. I thought you saw that tonight as well. Curtis moved really well off the ball.
Yes.
Curtis got good looks throughout the entire game. Quite frankly, they didn't all go in, but I thought it got good looks overall. So maybe Penny's found something with that. Maybe.
The thing is with Curtis is that starting from when he played at CBHS, then he moved on to Montverde. MUS, excuse me.
No.
MUS. I got my white boy schools mixed up. My bad. Starting at MUS, then he went to Montverde, then he went to LSU. He's been coached he's been coached well throughout his time playing basketball.
Yeah.
And you see that with his off-ball movement. You see that with the way he fills lanes, the way that he, you know what I'm saying? So
very good point.
I really do think that I'm very intrigued by a Curtis and Doug backcourt, because Doug is also one of those kinds of guys that he's got a true point guard mentality that he's not just a scorer, that he likes to get his guys involved. And if you have two guys that have been coached well, number one, and have a point guard mentality, we always talk about, like your backup guys, you want them to come in and add some value to this team, which is why you would, if you're a proponent of Curtis not starting and playing with the second team, you go, well, you need a guy who can get the offensive moving. I honestly think at this point, the shift needs to be your best five need to be out there, and they need to play as much as possible together. And you spell your starting five with guys, and you just hope to hold on, if that makes sense, right? Like you just hope to hold on, because you don't have a deep enough, talented enough roster to march out two different groups of five and continue to push away. The Tigers would go up by 13, then they would drop down. They'd go up by this, and they drop down. It would you need your best guys out there playing the bulk majority of the minutes together, so that they can help push this thing forward instead of having to fight back all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no question. Scott Jinx 3592 said it was intriguing to see Givens initiate offense, and that goes to your point, Kenny, about having two really genuine guards on the floor and who are comfortable with the ball in their hands, because Givens can also initiate offense, and Penny likes to have Doug run off of screens, off ball. We saw it against FAU a lot. Saw it again tonight a lot. It's just Doug's shot just didn't fall, but Penny likes to have Doug run off of screens and have off-ball actions for him. And it makes some sense to me, Kenny, because Doug is super fast. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be hard for his man to stick with Doug in a half-court set where Doug's running around just being quick. Like, it's just going to be hard for his guy to stick with him. And if Doug can navigate screens, get to his spot, Givens can initiate offense and find Doug when he does pop open. You know, I like those looks. And just to add on to the offense today, I started this earlier. Let me find the comment. Because I was talking about how I actually didn't think the offense was too bad. And somebody, gosh, I can't find it. Someone offered me their glasses, and I can't find who said it. But someone offered me their glasses, and my response to that is, well, I got contacts on, so you can't see my glasses. They're on my eyes. But trust me, I want all of y'all to go rewatch this game. And if you're gonna tell me, come back on Tigers Live next game on Sunday. Come to Tigers Live Sunday if you have a chance to rewatch this game today, and if you can tell me if I'm just crazy, but I really didn't hate the offense today. I really thought Memphis moved the ball pretty well as a whole. I thought they ran good stuff. Shots just didn't fall. I actually thought they got decent looks. The first play out of halftime, Kenny, was a beautiful set play where William Warren got an alley-oop slam, and that is, you know how first drives in football games. They're scripted drives, right? Like it's pretty much planned. Well, as soon as you come out of halftime, the first drive is planned. Start a game, it's a scripted drive. That was a clear design set play that gave an athletic William Warren a rim run, and then you saw them do it again multiple times, like just William Warren rim runs because he's super athletic. And I thought Penny had a good game drawing up stuff. I liked how they would have dribble handoffs that turn into double ball screens. And they did that a lot, where one guy would pop to the three, one guy would roll. They ran that action so much with Madjock, and they ran at the end of the game with Madjock and Givens setting double ball screens on Doug's man, allowing Doug to come over. Simon rolls to the rim hard. Givens pops out. It led to a Simon Madjock easy look. He just didn't corral the ball. He should have just gone straight up. He tried to be cute with it, quite frankly. When you're 7'2", don't be cute, just go up. But it led to a good look for Simon. He just didn't do his job.
Yeah. And
then they ran the same play again. Givens popped out. Doug kicked it to Givens, and he just missed a three. I liked it. They ran stuff today. I wanted to highlight this stretch in the game because this is when Temple was making their run, when Memphis was up 41-51, 8-12 in the second half. And then Temple goes on their 8-0 run. And some people were like, oh, well, now the offense is back to being trash again. But they got good looks. Like William Warren, they ran a play out of the under 8 media timeout. It was another design set play to give William Warren an alley-oop at the rim. He was wide open.
Yeah.
The pass was just short. And so William couldn't just slam it home, and he missed the 6-foot hook. And then the next play down, Quante had an open three that he missed. Zach Davis had an open three that he missed. I don't know. I don't think this was a bad offensive game from
a schematic standpoint.
Right, from a schematic standpoint. I don't think it was that bad. They just didn't make shots, and then Temple got to the free throw line during that 8-0 run because Memphis stopped defending without fouling, which they did a good job in the first half.
Yes.
But then they stopped defending without fouling the second half and just sent Temple to the free throw line. They were in the bonus with like 12 minutes left in the game. So, and that's why Temple got back into the game, because they shot a bunch of free throws. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm glass half full of Francis again. I don't think this was that bad offensively. They just missed shots.
Folks are the counterpoint to it is that folks are going to say, bro, they scored 55 points in a college basketball game. Yeah. And yes, I agree with you. They also held Temple to 53 points. There's one thing we know about Penny Hardaway, and that's when his teams run the stuff that he has for them, they get some pretty good shots. They run good stuff. Like he is a X's and O's kind of, when it comes to X's and O's, he knows what he's doing out there. There's a lot of other ancillary stuff that makes up being a coach that drives me crazy about Penny Hardaway. But when it comes to X's and O's, he's an elite level coach in that regard. He runs his guys get good shots. But this is also college basketball, and a lot of these guys will never touch a basketball court outside of their local YMCA after they get done playing. and they're gonna miss shots. It happens. And again, I just like we said at the beginning of the game, the beginning of the show, it's not about how it looks. It's about what the final score is, and the final score is the Tigers won 55-53, and that's really all that matters. I was gonna ask you a question. Oh, do you find yourself ever looking at players in the American Conference that play against the Tigers and going, I wonder what they would look like in Tiger Blue?
Yeah, oh, no question. And I want Gavin Griffiths in Tiger Blue pretty bad. Pretty bad. That guy moves different. Like
that guy is fun.
Oh yeah. I actually feel like he should be more aggressive, honestly.
Yes.
Like I don't think I think there's more to that kid than what we saw like tonight. He just moved different. He got pop. He has sneaky pop.
That dude,
like I liked him.
It's sneaky until he had that dunk going down the lane that I was like, good God. Like, what in the hell was that? Like,
and we got lucky with him too. He's like a 45% 3-point shooter. He's a 1 for 8, 1 for 9. So we got lucky.
Yeah, he's an interesting player to me. I remember last year Temple came to Memphis and Memphis went to Temple, went to Philadelphia to play Temple. And I remember a guy on the team that I was like, okay, they've got Jamal Mashburn Jr. and he's pretty good. They had another guard that was decent, but there's this 6'6" guard that was just tenacious and balled out against the Tigers and didn't have the biggest stat line games, but I just loved the way he played. I was very intrigued by what I saw at him, and that's Quante Berry, who's now on the Memphis Tigers. Now, Quante has had major foul issues this year and has kind of played himself out of games at times. But I definitely was intrigued by Quante last year when he was with Temple. I am more intrigued by Gavin Griffiths. But the only thing that I would say is you look at and most teams have this, and it's a little bit annoying. You look at who he's played for. He's played for Nebraska. He played for Rutgers. And he's playing his third year in college with Temple. He's been 3 different schools in 3 different years. That's annoying to me. As a lifelong basketball guy, it's annoying that this dude has been at could possibly be at 4 different schools in 4 different years. But I like him. I think he's a good player. But
I agree. I mean, Kenny, I hate to burst your bubble, but get used to that shit, man.
Oh, I know.
It just kind of is what it is. I don't like it either. I don't think a lot of people like it, but
they got to
change what it is.
Something has to be changed. Something has to be changed with that, bro. It does.
Yeah. No, 100%. Let me read. I just pulled up this Gavin's game logs. Let me read this stat line from they played UTSA Saturday, January 3rd. I'm going to read this stat line to y'all and hold on a sec. All right. 23 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 7 blocks. 7 blocks for a dude who's 6'7". Come on, man. Like, what is that? Like that, he must have been everywhere on that floor. Like, he must have been literally everywhere. Yeah. That's crazy. And there's something to this kid, man. Like
all you have to do is watch him move for a few possessions, and you're like, oh, he's got something a little bit different.
Yeah, something different. I don't want to touch on this because briefly before I get out of here, that play where Gavin did do that slam, Temple called timeout. They had the ball. They obviously needed a bucket down 4. Trey said they came out. Trey Draper on the call was like, "Oh, Memphis is in his zone." I think Memphis was supposed to be in a zone, but I rewatched that play probably 4 times. As you know, there's a lot of review of Doug got fouled, how much time was left. So like, I want to see this play again. There had to be miscommunication on that defensively, because I do think Memphis was supposed to be in his zone, but Ashton and Simon, I don't think they were on the same page, because there's no way in hell that Simon Manchok should have been out there guarding Gavin Griffiths at that point in the game. There's no way. And I just think there was miscommunication, because initially Simon was in the middle of the 2-3 zone, and then he found Gavin and then just kind of like glued to him. And that I don't think that was what Penny Hardaway had in mind defensively, to have Simon Majok, man mark Gavin Griffiths. I don't think that was the decision by the coaching staff. So a little bit of miscommunication from my guess.
All right, to end the show, up next, UTSA Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. Y'all should absolutely listen, bro. This UTSA team is historically bad.
Just garbage.
They're 4-13 this year. They have lost by a lot of points to a lot of different teams. Let me read this schedule off to you. Starting the conference schedule against FAU on December 31st, the same night that the Tigers opened up their conference schedule. 110-70. FAU beat them 110-70. Then against Temple, who Memphis just got done playing, they lost 76-57. Against Charlotte in San Antonio, they lost 74-58. Against Tulane in San Antonio, 85-52 Tulane. Against Rice in San Antonio, they lost 89-73. And then they come to Memphis and play on Sunday. This should be a bloodbath.
It should be. It should be. And knowing the Tigers, UTSA will cover and lose by 12. Like, that's just knowing the Tigers. UTSA is gonna play their best game, and Memphis is gonna just find a way to pull away at the end. But it should be a bloodbath. This is an awful basketball team. Their guy with the highest assists per game is only 2.5 assists per game. That is the guy with the most assists per game, 2.5.
Yeah, they are really, really bad. And if I remember correctly, UTSA is where they have they had those roll-in goals. It's like a pickleball court that they roll the goals in. And the goal almost fell last year when I think Nick Jordan dunked on it. Remember?
Or Dane. Somebody.
Was it Dane or was it
somebody?
Nick or,
yes, I know what you're talking about. Somebody dunked strongly and almost pulled that whole thing down. Yes, I do remember that. Oh my goodness.
So it should be the Tigers should be they're 3-1 now. They should be at 4-1 heading into a big time Tulsa matchup on Wednesday of next week, which you can also come and watch with us at Mugshots Grill and Bar, Wednesday, January 21st at 7 p.m. Memphis Tigers versus Tulane Golden Hurricane. Come hang out with us. We'll do a live Tigers live show immediately after the game from Mugshots. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yep, absolutely. I'm also a Chicago Bears fan by marriage. My wife's from Chicago. The kickoff time is, I think, also 5 p.m. Central or 5:30 Central.
Hey,
so
why don't you let me handle Tigers Live by myself on Sunday?
No, I'll be on.
I want you to watch the Bears, bro. That's going to be a fun ass game, and you don't need to miss it for a UTSA game.
Okay, we'll text about it.
I'll get Trey to come on with me.
All right, we'll text about it.
Or me and Roman will do it because he's at Memphis. It's in Memphis. We'll figure it out. We'll text.
All right, yeah.
I'm giving you the ability to say, hey, listen, I'm going to take this Sunday off and watch my NFL team play against the Los Angeles Rams in the second round of the playoffs. You can do that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Kenny. We'll text. I do appreciate it a lot. Now I'm blushing. That's very nice of you to do. Thank you. I do appreciate that. And I'm nervous about that game, man. I am. It just feels like their Super Bowl was beating the Packers because they just haven't done so in the playoffs and
it was
forever.
the best.
So
it was the best game of the wild card weekend, man. That was so much fun.
Such a damn good game. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm nervous as I should be.
Your armpits are sweating a little bit right now, aren't they?
Yeah, man. It's a little nerve-wracking, but all good. Everybody who tuned in to Tigers Live today, y'all are the best. Thank you all for watching. Everybody in the comments, all of y'all are fantastic people. There's a lot of positivity in the comments tonight. That was nice. I appreciate it a lot. That was that was good to see. So yeah, be sure to join us after Memphis plays UTSA. For Kenny Stubblefield, for Roman Cleary, I'm Francis Carlotta. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you for watching this episode of Tigers Live. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.